And as we wait to see if the truce will be extended, I'm pleased to welcome to the programme now Tommaso Della Longa. He's a spokesperson for the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Welcome to the programme, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks a lot for having me today.
After 3.5 days of truce, first of all, what is your understanding now of what life is like for civilians in Gaza?
Well, of course, life is still complicated, but way better in the last 3.5 days, simply because there are not any more, because fighting is still not going on. Which is, of course, is a positive news for the people in Gaza. And also, for the first time in some weeks, we were able, thanks to the Palestinian Red Crescent colleagues, to reach the north with 150 trucks of humanitarian aid. And of course, this is a very good news because we're talking about thousands of people that were simply unreachable during the heavy shelling and the fighting. So this, of course, is a positive news. Now, is this is enough? No. And more must be done to bring a proper, dignified answer to the immense needs of the people in Gaza.
Well, let's talk a bit more about that then, and let's start with humanitarian aid. As you say, more of it has got in thanks to this truce. But is it enough in any sense? Do people, for example, have enough food in Gaza?
No, not really. It's not enough, and we acknowledge that. I mean, we knew that since the beginning. Then, of course, we cannot underestimate the positive step of having 4 days of pause to the fighting, and we are doing really our utmost together with all the other humanitarian agencies. It's a team effort, I would say, to bring as much as possible humanitarian aid. But the reality is that we are talking about all the population in Gaza, or mostly all the population in Gaza with immense humanitarian needs, 1.7 million or even more displaced, and half of the health facilities not working anymore. And this is really the part that is concerning us the most, because of course we need to break this vicious cycle where if you don't have access to the health facilities, maybe your health issue will become even bigger, so then the needs will grow.
Well, let's talk about hospitals then, because, of course, they've come under attack extensively during the war. Do you have an understanding of how many are operational at the moment?
I would say less than a half of all the health facilities in the Gaza Strip. Now, we do hope, and we are doing our utmost to refurnish and bring back, I don't want to say if not totally up and running, but really at least trying to bring back medicine and medical equipments to health facilities. But the reality here is that 4 days, it's not enough. And again, the needs were growing minute by minute and are still growing minute by minute if we are not able to give a proper humanitarian answer to the people in Gaza. So just to give you an example, the Palestinian Red Crescent used to have, it's sad already, 2 hospitals. One was closed in Gaza City because it was cut off for 7 days, heavy shelling, no medicine, no electricity, and so on. The second one is in the south, which now is refurnished with electricity and medicine, but still 1 on 2 is not working, and we really need to do our utmost to bring back a health facility up and running in the north where needs are really great.
How important is getting more fuel into Gaza for you in order to get those hospitals running in the longer term?
Absolutely critical. I mean, fuel, we have been saying this since the beginning, fuel in Gaza is a life-saving item. It's life-saving because without fuel, there is no electricity in the hospital, but also because there are no water pumps, no desalinization, no warm, I mean, also all the part of winter, so that is coming with the cold. So fuel, it's really critical. And of course, fuel is critical for trucks and ambulances. So again, positive news that finally fuel entered in Gaza, but then we need to see what will happen from tomorrow on.
And finally, I presume then the Red Cross and the Red Crescent are pushing really hard now for this truce to be extended.
Well, I mean, again, this is something that we have been advocating and saying since the beginning. The more the fighting will go on, the more the needs will grow. So we do hope that we will be able to have some more pause to the fighting, because the more fighting will go ahead, the more it will be very difficult in terms of safety to reach the people, the more vulnerable people in the Gaza Strip.
Tommaso Della Longa from the International Federation of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent Societies. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you very much.